Hey everybody, it's Holly here today with a new video for Marker Pop. And today we're going to be using the Tiny Townie collection from Stampingbella. And we're using the Fay Loves Fall image. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it using my Misty onto a piece of 80-pound solar white cardstock using some Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And then we're going to go ahead and start coloring it in with our Copics. What I really like about these images are they come with a color-coded image on the front of the packaging, so it gives you a good reference guide of where to color and some shades to use if you're just beginning or you're not really familiar with how to do shading. So today we're just going to go ahead and color it just like it is on the packaging. And I will go ahead and put the marker numbers up on the screen so you can see what I'm using. And I will go ahead and just play a little bit of music, and then I'll be back when we're all done coloring. We're just going to finish up the jacket and the hat, and then you'll notice when I come back into the frame, I already have the pumpkin and the shoes and her little dress already colored in. I had some trouble with my camera and it cut off as I was coloring those, and I didn't catch it until I was already done. So I do apologize for that, but I did go ahead and color the pumpkin, her shoes, and her little jacket, and here's where we're just going to go ahead and start coloring in the basket. Okay, so for the foreground, the grass, what I go ahead and do, I'm not very good at doing foregrounds. It's not been something I've ever been good at. Hopefully I'll learn one day, but for what I did is I went ahead and laid down some YG01, and then I went back in and laid down some YG03, and then I went over it, adding a little bit of YG17, and then I'm kind of blending that all out as I go, basically from your lightest to your mid-tone to your darkest. And then on the image, there's some blades of grass. And so what I do is I go ahead and add some of that YG67 and kind of keep it in like lines and go over the grass a little bit. And then I'm going to go back over everything again with the YG01 to kind of fade everything out. And then to fade out your edges or feather them out, what I do is I just add in some zero colorless blender, and then I just go back in and add a little bit of the YG01. And then for the background around the image, I'm going to use BG0000, and I'm just going to add about 1/4 of an inch of a halo border around her, and then filling in the gaps between her legs and around the bottom of the jacket there. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in, and then I'm going to go ahead back in with BG000, just flicking outwards towards the white of the background. And then once I have that in, I'm going to come back into the blue from the white of the background using the zero blender. And that's what's going to soften and fade out that halo that's around the image there. So it kind of looks like it's just a little bit of blue. And then here I'm just going to use some clear Wink of Stella just on the little flower on her hat, some buttons. And then I'm going to use the Copic multi-liner in 0.3 to color in those little polka dots that are on her stockings. And then I'm using the Mama Elephant's Basics die set, and I'm using the stitch rectangle to cut out the image panel. I'm going to go ahead and run that through my big shot. And then once again, somewhere my camera messed up and didn't film, but I did go ahead and stamp the sentiment in the top left-hand corner that comes with the stamp. And then here I'm going to use a piece of designer paper or pattern paper from the Doodlebug Fall Friends, and I'm using that large scallop rectangle that comes in that die set. And I'm just going to go ahead and mount that to the front of a top folding A2 size card. And then I'm putting some foam adhesive on the back of the image panel. This is just some of that Scotch 3M foam. And that pretty much finishes off my card for today. So I hope you guys like it, and I will see you again next week. And be sure to give a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.